Hello and welcome to the What is a Pastor box set. In this box set, the heart behind it is to really bring some clarification to what is a pastor, what they do, what they don't do, and hey, why you need one. And in this video today, we're going to be talking about the fact that everybody needs a pastor. A statement, by the way, which I fervently and firmly believe in and agree with, that actually you could benefit from having a pastor in your life. Now, you may be sitting there thinking, Liam, I don't even really care if I have a pastor or not. You may have not even ever thought about this idea of having some spiritual guidance in your life. And to be honest, sitting here as a pastor, when I say to people I am a pastor, normally they look at me with confusion for a second until I then follow the sentence up with something like, basically think I'm a vicar. And I have to try and explain it because, let's be honest, people in the UK and Europe don't even know really what a pastor is. Like, is that something that works in an Italian restaurant? I don't know. Like, what is a pastor? And so this box set really here to kind of elevate the importance of pastors and to maybe give some insight to what to expect from having a pastor in your life. But let me tell you, I know. You're probably sitting there thinking, I might just tune off from this video. I don't really care about it. I don't know if I need one of these people in my life speaking into me. Can I tell you, you are missing out on a great gift of God if you don't have a pastor in your life. It is a great benefit for you. Not for them, for you. It is a great blessing to have somebody having some oversight and some guidance of your life. It will do so much good for you. And I want to encourage you, listen to me today. Listen to this box set, take it in, and just kind of be open to having a pastor in your life. If you already have a pastor, will you do me a favor right now? Why don't you go in the comments section below and just write there who they are and just give them a sentence of honor. Let them know that you love them. Let them know that you're thankful that they've stuck by you all these years and they've spoken into your life and they've helped and guided you. Why not just honor them in the comments below? That would be a great thing to do as we today learn why everybody needs a pastor. And I thought the best way to do this today is to take you through some of the pastors that I have had in my life and show you the benefit of having them oversight over my life. So that's what I'd like to do with you today. I'm going to take you through 4 pastors and take one thing I really got from each of them. Obviously, with all of them, I got so much, but I want to pull out one thing from each of them, and hopefully that will inspire you to say, you know what, I need to get a pastor over my life. So first and foremost, let me bring up Ben Davis. Ben Davis was a retired pastor when I met him, but was a great voice into my life, a great inspiration, a man in his 70s who was so radical for Jesus, still so passionate, still so fiery for the gospel. And I'm glad I let Ben speak into my life as a pastor because Ben brought correction to me. Very serious, very real correction. Ben challenged me. Ben rebuked me. Ben disciplined me. He called me as a young man, pulled me aside, sat me down and told me a list of things that I really need to work on as a person, and really called out a character flaw within me and really pushed it with me. Now, this has been really valuable to my life because Ben taught me that I need somebody in my life to call me out when I am wrong. Guys, you need to have someone in your life that is not afraid and has the open door to come up to you and say, I think you're wrong. You need to change this. You need to fix this. Your attitude is rubbish here. Your behavior doesn't match up here. I want to challenge your motives. You need somebody who's going to call you out. Just think about how dangerous it is walking around the world knowing in your head that no one can ever challenge you. Because if they challenge you, they must hate you. And you're right because you're thinking it, you're feeling it. And if someone comes and tells you there's something wrong with them, that is a dangerous and arrogant way to live life. My friends, open up your life to criticism and critique. Now, the best bit about having it as a pastor is, the pastor is doing it from a place of, hopefully, that they have selfless motives. They're doing it for your benefit and your benefit alone. They're doing it because God asked them to do it. They're doing it because it's the right thing to do, which means when they call you out, you can trust it. Because, hey, let's be honest, right? We've all been called out by people that you think, why are you're just calling me out to make me look bad. There's selfish motives. There's vain conceit hidden in there. But with a pastor, you can trust their motive. They're doing it for your benefit. Ben taught me I need to change. Ben taught me to be self-aware. My friends, it is a benefit to your life if you have a pastor that watches over you, and when you do something that is wrong or bad or hurtful or rude or prideful or sinful, that you have someone willing and not afraid to come up to you and challenge you. Let's be real here. I want to challenge some of us. We are spiky as people. We are spiky. We're like hedgehogs when it comes to rebuke. You come near me with a challenge, I'm going to put my spikes out so that you get hurt doing it. Some of us actually need a pastor who is very brave. A pastor who is willing to maybe get stabbed by a couple of spikes and push them aside and say, I will not stand for it. I want to make sure you start living up to the person the pastor sees you to be, but also that God sees you to be. My friends, I'm glad I had Ben Davis in my life. He called out sin in me. And when he called it out of me, I found freedom by submitting to his wisdom, changing my ways, and I found greater joy, greater contentment, and great freedom. And also, I had improved relationships with those people around me, all because a man was willing to say, Liam, even if you take this wrong, even if it hurts me doing it, I'm going to call out this thing in you because that's not how God wants you to live. My friends, it's great to have a pastor because they bring correction. After Ben, I was very immediately and quickly met a great guy called Simon Benham, who is still a pastor over my life to this day. And Simon was the senior pastor of the church that I was working at and attending, but also he was my pastor. I would go up to him and tell him, Simon, you are my pastor. I wanted him to know. I wanted him to speak into my life. And Simon did something very beautiful and great for me. Simon showed me love. I would dare to say even unconditional love, but also, we're trying to achieve unconditional love, aren't we? But Simon was very close to it. I did some serious mistakes in my time underneath Simon's leadership, but he loved me anyway. I even cost the church money. He loved me anyway. In fact, for some of my mistakes, Simon even paid the bill for some of my mistakes. In fact, many of my mistakes, Simon paid the bill. Simon fought for me behind closed doors. Guys, let me tell you, you need a pastor because you need someone who is going to love you regardless of what you do and is still going to fight for you behind closed doors. Simon still believed that God had placed something within me even when I behaved in ways that did not match to what God had placed within inside of me. I needed Simon over my life because Simon believed in me even when I struggled to believe in myself. He was a source of encouragement. He was what I would say a father figure. Someone who just loved me. I didn't need to prove it. I didn't need to earn his pride towards me. He was just proud of me. He just chose to love me. And my friends, let's be real. We all know every single one of us can benefit by having a cheerleader in our corner. In fact, I believe so many people live this life lonely. You live life without a cheerleader. Maybe your father figure, your earthly father, he left, and maybe you've struggled to find a father figure in your life. A pastor can fulfill a mother or a father figure in your life and bring great encouragement and love to you, which builds you up. I'm glad I had Simon in my life. I benefited from a father figure who had love for me, even when I didn't love myself or even when I behaved in ways that made me unlovable. I'm thankful for him as a pastor. Now, Simon was the senior pastor. He had a lot of people to look out for. And so Simon couldn't always give every single person the time that they needed and required. And I knew very early on that I wanted to make sure I had a pastor in my life that I could speak to on a regular basis. So I want to give you a little instruction here right now to tell you that your pastor doesn't always have to be the senior leader of your church, although they are one of the pastors over you. And maybe for you, you need to find somebody within the church, a senior in age to you, senior in experience, senior in leadership, senior in spirit to you, so that they can actually speak to you and direct you more like a mentor, more like a modern word of coach, or just being a guide to you. And I found this in my great friend, Shola Osanoiki. Shola was an elder in the church, has never been sat in the seat or the job role as a pastor, but really pastors a lot of people from his position where he's at. And I asked Shola, would he come and mentor me? Would he come and guide me and speak into me on a daily, regular, not maybe daily, it's maybe an exaggeration, but regular basis? And I benefited from this. I benefited from it because I had a pastor who would speak guidance into my life. Do you know how helpful it is when you are walking about life trying to make all of these decisions that we have to make in life, having somebody who you know and trust, who is wiser, older, more experienced than you, and actually have them speak into you and help you make wise decisions? Shola taught me to make good decisions. And I cannot tell you how grateful I am for that. He challenged me about why I'm doing certain things. He tested my motives of why I'm trying to go in certain directions. He didn't let me hide away. He kept pulling me out and making sure I'm doing the right thing. He walked through daily life with me. And his guidance and wisdom helped me make some of the best decisions of my life, decisions which are still impacting me today. I'm glad he was there because I don't want to make those decisions by myself. Maybe some of you feel a bit overwhelmed with life. Maybe you feel like there's just so much going on. I don't know what to think. I don't know what is right. I don't know what is wrong. I don't know where to go. I don't know what decision to make. You would benefit from having a pastor in your life so that you might hear their wisdom as you go about making decisions in life. And the last man that I was introduced to through Shola, see, one pastor introduced me to another pastor, which became a benefit in my life. And that is Pastor Kayode Ijesen. Now, he is the leader of a multinational churches all over the world. And I met him and instantly felt a great connection with him. And I asked him to be a pastor in my life. To this day, he is still a pastor over my life. I have two pastors over my life, Pastor Simon and Pastor Kay. And Pastor Kayode, he spoke to me and really showed me that this pastoral relationship that we have, there is a supernatural element to it. Now, come on, somebody, get excited at this bit. This isn't just about wisdom or advice. This isn't always just about making sure you feel loved and that you feel challenged. No, there is a supernatural element to this. In the Bible, you regularly see what we call impartation, where a more experienced spiritual man or woman would lay hands on a younger or less experienced man or woman, and they would impart what God has blessed them with onto that person. Through supernatural prayer, you can receive what they have already received. The lessons that Pastor K had learned, I could learn through prayer. The power that Pastor K has learned, I can receive through the laying on of hands. I also learned, that by having a pastor like that, he hears from God for your life. I cannot tell you the amount of times that Pastor K has called me up and said, this is what the Lord said to me about you. And I promise you, it's like exactly the same thing that I was praying last night. I'm praying to God, like, God, help me in this situation. The next day, Pastor K calls me up and says, Liam, God told me to say this to you because it relates to this situation. And he had no idea of knowing, but because he accepted the responsibility of being a pastor over my life, it opened up a grace over him to hear from God for me. Can I tell you now, I sit as a pastor now. I cannot tell you the amount of dreams and words I get for people that submit to my authority. In fact, many times I've had dreams about people, called them up the next day and said, I saw you in a dream doing this and behaving like this, and God says, why are you doing that? And they've been like, how on earth did you know? Because you submitted to my pastoral care. If you submit to me, God's going to speak to me about your life. He's going to give me prophecies. He's going to give me dreams, and he's going to give me the power to impart onto you what he has blessed me with. And that's what I learned from Pastor K. It was a great benefit to me having Pastor K over my life. He imparts things to me which help me and promote me to a whole nother level of faith. And Ephesians 4 said it, didn't it? It said that it will increase our faith and knowledge and also mature us to manhood and the fullness of Jesus Christ. Pastor K taught me that some of that is supernatural. And every time he would impart and pray for me, it helps me become more mature and pushing forward into the fullness of Jesus Christ. My friends, they're just some of the pastors that I've had in my life. And I want to encourage every single person. You need a pastor. It is a great benefit for you. Go out of your way, even today. If you don't have one, go out of your way to find one. Go to somebody who you respect in the faith. Go to your pastor at your church. Go to an elder on the leadership team and say, hey, will you pastor me? Will you help me reach the fullness of Christ that he has intended for me? And hey, if you do have a pastor, write a comment below, but also call them today and make sure they know. You see, some of us, we think we have a pastor, but we've never actually made it clear with them. Call them up and say, I want you to know you are my pastor. Please direct me and guide me so that I may reach the fullness of Christ that he has intended for me. My friends, pastors are a gift from God. Tap into this gift. It will be a great benefit to you. And trust me, everyone needs a pastor.